day everyone! Welcome to my YouTube channel. But before we start our lesson, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and also click the notification bell to get updated in my latest videos. Now we will continue with learning outcome number 3. Start!
This is the learning outcome number 3. Treat and process farm waste. In this learning outcome, you are expected to learn how to handle dangerous and hazardous waste according to organizational requirements and relevant legislation following procedures. Process farm waste following environmental legislation of codes. Apply principles of 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Activity first. Match column A with column B. Write your answer in a separate sheet of paper. Let's recall. Answer the following questions in your notebook. What are the different waste disposals? What are the different classifications of waste? Let's explore. Watch the video presentation and answer the questions below. Visit the link below. Rules in handling of hazardous materials. Rule number 1. Follow all established procedures and perform job duties as you've been trained. Rule number 2. Be cautious and plan ahead. Think about what could go wrong and pay close attention to what you are doing while at work. Rule number 3. Always use required PPE. Inspect it carefully before each use to make sure it's safe to use. Replace worn out or damaged PPE. It won't provide adequate protection. Rule number 4. Make sure all containers are properly labeled and that the materials is contained in an appropriate container. Don't use any material not contained or labeled properly. Report any damaged containers or illegible labels to your supervisor right away. Rule number 5. Read all labels in the Material Safety Data Sheet or MSDS before using any materials to make sure you understand hazardous and precautions. Rule number 6. Use all materials solely for intended purpose. Don't, for example, use solvents to clean your hands or gasoline to wipe down equipment. Rule number 7. Never eat or drink while handling any materials if your hands are contaminated. Don't use cosmetics or handle contact lenses. Rule number 8. Read the labels and refer to MSDS to identify properties and hazardous chemical products and materials. Rule number 9. Store all materials properly. Separate incompatibles and store in ventilated, dry, cool areas. Rule number 10. Keep you and your work area clean. After handling any material, wash thoroughly with soap and water. Clean work surfaces and at least once a shift so that contamination risks are minimized. Rule number 11. Learn about emergency procedures and equipment. Understanding emergency procedures means knowing evacuation procedures, emergency reporting procedures, and procedures dealing with fires and spills. It also knowing what to do in a medical emergency if coworker is required or overcome by chemicals. Republic Act 9275, Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004. The law aims to protect the country's water bodies from pollution from land-based sources, industries and commercial establishment, agriculture and community household activities. 5. Environmental laws. 1. Clean Air Act. 2. Endangered Species Act. 3. Montreal Protocol. 4. Clean Water Act. And 5. Reformation Plan number 3 of 1970. Environmental laws. Presidential Decree PD 1152, the Philippine Environmental Code, which took effect in 1977, provides a basis for an integrated waste management regulation stating from waste sources of method disposal. PD 1152 has further mandated specific guidelines to manage municipal waste, solid and liquid, sanitary landfill, and incineration and disposal sites in Philippines. In 1990, the Philippine Congress enacted the Toxic Substance, Hazardous and Nuclear Waste Protocol Act, commonly known as Republic Act 6969, a law designed to respond to increasing problems associated with toxic chemicals and hazardous and nuclear waste in the country. The act seeks to protect public health and environment for unreasonable risk posed by these substances in the Philippines. Apart from the basic policy, rules and regulations of RA 6969, hazardous waste environmental laws such as PD 984, Pollution Control Law, PD 1586, Environmental Impact Assessment System Law, RA 8749, Clean Air Act, and RA 9003, Ecological Solid Waste Management Act, and their implementing rules and regulation. The principle of reducing waste, reusing, and recycling resources and products is often called the 3 Rs. Reducing means choosing to use things with care to reduce the amount of waste generated. Reusing involves the repeat use of items or parts of items which still have usable aspects. 6 ways to reuse, reduce, and recycle. One way to reduce is to reuse. Instead of using plastic bags, bring reusable bags and Tupperwares when going shopping or packaging food leftovers. 2. Shop responsibly. When going out, purchase items that are easily to recycle. 3. Composting is your friend. 4. Start recycling. 5. Go paperless. And 6. Buy second. The beneficial effects of applying the 3 Rs. To prevent pollution caused by reducing the need to harvest new raw materials. It saves energy. Reduces greenhouse gas emissions that contribute to global climate change. Helps sustain the environment for future generations. And lastly, saves money. What will happen in reduce, reuse, and recycle? The world looks different if everyone recycled. Most likely, it would be cleaner and make more use of available resources. Landfills would shrink tremendously. Recycling plants would be an epicenter of activity. Reducing and reusing products cuts down on manufacturing pollution. Just as the use of recycled instead of virgin materials prevents pollution in industrial processes. Households can save money by reusing materials and products and by practicing smart shopping habits that reduce waste. Recycling 2 glass bottles saves enough energy to boil water for 5 cups of tea. Less waste going to landfill will reduce release of methane, a greenhouse gas that contributes to climate change. Recovering energy from waste means less use of fossil fuels. Reduce. Purchase products that requires less packaging or to limit the waste you are producing. Reduce waste such as much as possible. Reuse. Use a travel mug or reusable water bottle and avoid single-use bags. As reuse products many times as possible. Recycle. Process of converting waste into reusable materials. Recycle resources to the greatest possible extent. Let's dig in. Classify the following recyclable waste materials in the boxes. Write your answer in your notebook. I will give you time to answer. It's not for me to say. Let's remember, write your own opinion. Reflex after discussing this part of the module. Would it be enough to you to decide whether or not you will be a part of waste management? Write it in your notebook. I will give you time to answer. Activity again. Identify the following waste. Put a check according to. Write your answer, and I will give you time to answer. Let's evaluate. Write T if the statement is correct and F if it is incorrect. Write your answer in your notebook. It's not for me to say you love. And we make it to learning outcome number 4. Perform housekeeping. In these learning objectives, you are expected to learn how to display appropriate warning signs and labels in conspicuous places around the workplace. 2. Clean work area according to 5S principles. Number 3. Check, clean, and store away tools according to established industry procedures and following users. 4. Check PPE for damage and ensure that clean and undamaged equipment is properly stored. And 5. Perform record keeping according to industry requirements. Let's try. Match column A with column B. Write the letter only on separate sheets of paper. I will give you time to answer. Let's write an essay. State the importance of waste management. Write it in your notebook. It's not for me to say. Let's explore. Identify the different signs. Write your answer in your notebook. I will give you time to answer. Safety signs and safety label requirements. Safety signs require the use of safety signs to indicate specific hazards that without identification. may lead to accidental injury and to workers and or the public, or lead to property damage. Keep signs simple and concise, but also make sure they communicate sufficient information so that the message is clear. Types and meanings. Danger signs indicate an immediate hazard which, if not avoided, will result in deaths or serious injury. Danger signs should be limited to the most extreme situations and signify that special precautions are necessary. Messages are printed in black or red letters on a white background or white letters on background. Warning signs represent a hazard level between caution and danger. Warning indicates a hazardous situation which, if not avoided, could cause death or serious injury. Alert symbols are written in black on a orange background. Additional wording and safety symbols are printed in black on the lower portion of the sign. 3. Caution sign indicates a potentially hazardous situation which, if not avoided, may result in minor or moderate injury. Caution signs are used in areas here potentially injury or equipment damage is possible, or to caution against unsafe practices. Caution is written in black letters on a yellow background and is preceded by safety alert symbol. The message and safety symbols in the body of the sign are printed in black. 4. Biological hazard signs shall be used to signify the actual or potential presence of a biohazard and to identify equipment, containers, rooms, materials, equipment, animals, or combinations thereof which contain or are contaminated with viable hazardous agents, presenting a risk or potential risk to the well-being of a man. Biohazard can be black, fluorescent orange, or orange-red color. 5. Notice signs provide general information that is important or relevant to a building, an area, a machine, or equipment. The heading notice should be in white italic letters on a blue background. Notice signs should never include the safety alert symbol. The body of the sign is white and the message is in black or blue lettering on a white background or white lettering on a black background. 6. General safety signs are used to provide notices of general practice and rules relating to health, first aid, medical equipment, sanitation, housekeeping, and suggestions relative to general safety measures. Message and safety symbols should be printed in green or black on a white background. Signs may also be printed in white on a green background. Signs should never include the safety alert symbol. Fire safety signs are used to indicate the location of emergency firefighting equipment. The message and safety symbols are printed in red on white background or in white on a red background. These signs do not indicate a personal safety hazard. The safety alert symbol must not be used. Fire safety signs are not used to show the direction of fire equipment, but rather its immediate location. 8. Admittance signs bridges all above the categories. Admittance messages may be on a general safety sign with any header. 9. Safety symbols. Signs and labels may include safety symbols, often called pictograms, pictorials, or glyphs. Safety symbols can portray required actions, consequences, explicit direction, or the effects of interaction with, say, certain chemicals, machine, and other hazards. 10. Surround shapes. Surround shape will decrease the available space for a symbol. The 5S of housekeeping. The 5S The 5 in a 5S workplace organizational and housekeeping methodology refers to 5 steps: sort, set in order, shine, in standardize, and sustain. 5S is a reference to a list of 5 Japanese words translated into English. This is an approach of organizing and managing the workplace and workflow with the intent to improve efficiency by eliminating waste, improving flow of production, reducing process delays. Standardize and sustain refers to methods used to ensure that safely and well housekeeping is maintained. The 5S is the practice of good housekeeping. A. Seiri. Sort. Sort items that are useful from items that no longer use. Throw away items that are useless. Useless items that are not yours, return to the owner. B. Seiton. Segregate. Means items in proper order for easy use and safe keeping. C. Seiso. Sanitize. To clean your workplace so that there would be no dust anywhere. D. Seikets. Standardize. Means maintaining high standards of housekeeping. And E. Shitsuke. Self-discipline. Spontaneous practice 5S. Types and kinds of cleaning solvents. Solvents is a component of a solution that dissolves solute and is usually present in large proportion or amount. It can be classified as polar and no polar. Polar solvents are solvents which dissolve, are soluble in water, while no polar solvents are solvents in which do not dissolve, are insoluble in water. Solvents are usually used for cleaning in workshops. They are water, gasoline, kerosene, thinner, and detergent soap. Kinds of cleaning solvent based on solubility in water. Cleaning solvent, gasoline. Solubility in water, insoluble. Is it polar or non-polar? It is non-polar. Kerosene, insoluble, non-polar. Thinner, insoluble, non-polar. Water, soluble, polar. Detergent soap, soluble, polar. Uses of cleaning solvent. Cleaning solvents, gasoline. Wash greasy tools and equipment. Thinner, remove spilled paint on the floor, walls, and tools. Water, wash dust in the floor, walls, etc. Kerosene, remove dust, grease oil, paint, etc. Detergent soap and water, wash or clean benches, tables, cabinets, etc. Storing tools and equipment. An important aspect of any business is the storage of tools and equipment. The investment in tools and equipment is a significant part of the overhead expenses in any operation. Proper selection and maintenance equipment are important factors in managing a business. Selecting the proper tool for the job and using the tool properly will increase efficiencies and reduce maintenance problems. A. Hand tools. Clean dirt and debris from tools after use. Oil metal parts to prevent rust. Lightly sand rough wooden handles and apply linseed oil. Repair loose handles. Sharpen blades of cutting tools. Store tools in a clean, dry storage. Protect surfaces of cutting tools in storage. B. Power tools. Read and follow the maintenance schedule in the owner's manual for each piece of power equipment. 2. Change the oil. 3. Clean the air filter. 4. Lubricate moving parts. 5. Sharpen dull blades or replace worn blades according to owner's manual. C. Replace spark plugs. 7. Drain oil and gasoline before long term. 8. Check electric cords and connections on electric power tools. And 9. Store tools in a clean, dry storage area. Equipment. 1. Store equipment in a clean, dry storage area. Rinse and clean spray equipment after each use. Clean spreaders and check wheel-driven gears. 4. Clean carts and wheelbarrows after use. Sample proper arrangement and storage of tools and equipment. You can see the pictures that all tools and equipment are arranged and stored properly in own racks. Like for example, the screwdrivers are arranged by the type and sizes. Hammers, saws, C-clamps, etc. are in the racks. Storage for PPE. Storage should be adequate to protect the PPE from contamination, loss, damage, water or sunlight. Proper storage often requires a dry and clean place that is not subject to temperature extremes. Report any defects in or damage to the PPE immediately. Participate in any training or instructions provided on PPE. Inform their employer of any medical conditions they have that might be affected by the use of PPE provided to them. Typically, it's recommended by manufacturers that reusable PPE be replaced in every 2 to 5 years, even if it hasn't been damaged. But there are ways to extend the life of your PPE. You manufacturers training that can improve PPE compliance by giving employees a better awareness of how injuries can occur. Motivate them to wear their PPE and remember it at critical times to ensure that your PPE and safety policies don't go waste. A. B. Glasses. B. Gowns. C. Head covers. D. Masks. E. Respirators. And F. Shoe covers. The order for putting on PPE is apron or gown, surgical mask, eye protection, and gloves. The order of removing is gloves, apron or gown, eye protection, and surgical mask. Basic record keeping requirements. Setting up the right record keeping system of your business will help you work efficiently, meet legal requirements, and strengthen customer and staff relationships. Laws that apply to your business will determine how long you need to keep the records for. If you use an electronic keeping system, you may also be able to produce a hard copy of a record. Personal financial records must be kept for 5 years, whereas the following records must be kept for 7 years. Financial records of your company. Most employee records. All records of fringe benefits and capital gains. Basic records. To meet basic legal requirements, you must keep the following: a cash book or financial accounting program that records cash receipts and cash payments. Bank account, checkbooks, deposits, and bank statements. Employment records, hours of work, overtime, remuneration, or other benefits. Leave, superannuation benefits, termination of employment, type of employment, personal details of workers, employee personal contact, and employment details. Occupational training records for both you and employees to comply with work health and safety laws, including evacuation and emergency training attendance. Sales record, invoice books, receipts, books, cash register tapes, credit card, documentation, credit notes for goods returned, and a record of goods used by the business owner personally. Proof of purchase, check butts, larger purchases, petty cash system, smaller cash purchases, receipts, credit card statements, invoices, any other documents relating to purchases, including copies of our agreement or leases. Work, health, and safety records, workplace incidents, risk register and management plan, names of key WHS people, representative, trained safety advisor, first aid attendant, chemical storage records, first aid incident register, workplace assessment, material safety data sheets, MSDS. Write an essay. Cite the importance of clean and undamaged PPE and equipment with accordance to employer, agency, standards. Write it in your notebook. Let's remember, answer the following questions in your notebook. What are the different safety signs? What are the best practices for keeping record?
It's not for me to say you love.
Let's apply. Fill up the circles by writing basic requirements you must meet in your basic records. Write your answer in a separate sheet of paper and send in your Google Classroom or Messenger. I will give you time to answer. Identify the words that complete the sentence. Choose your answer inside the box. Write your answer in a separate sheet of paper and send it in your Google Classroom or Messenger. I'll give you time to answer. Research the chain support and manufacturing opportunities in response to COVID-19 in terms of finances and flow. And B, insurance, business insurance. And that's all for the lesson. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share my videos. And don't forget to click the notification bell to get updated in my latest videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.